Hey guys, in this chapter, we're going to cover what an option chain is and how to read one. Before we begin, we have to understand that options can be complex and are traded for a variety of reasons. Option traders can use options in multiple ways to carry out speculative, hedging, or income investment objectives. That said, let's pivot over to an option chain and understand the option chain in depth. For this example, let's look at NVIDIA's option chain. As you can see, I am using Merrill Edge or Merrill Lynch as my trading platform. But in general, the theory that I'm talking about today should stay the same no matter what broker you decide to use. If you're using Merrill Edge or Merrill Lynch, please feel free to follow along. Now let's type in the ticker symbol for NVIDIA, NVDA, up here in the search bar, and let's hit the research button. Once we're on this page, I'm going to click on the option chain. Once we're on this page, you can scroll down and look at the option chain. This might be a little overwhelming if you're looking at this chain for the very first time. Before I dive into this option chain and talk about what this means and how to read this, let's understand how options are traded. Options are traded on the open market just like stocks, but there are additional data points specific to options that we need to understand when we trade options. Those additional data points specific to options are presented via an option chain. The option chain is used by investors to view the pricing, as you can see here, and activity for the chosen underlying asset, which in this case is NVIDIA. So, the option chain is divided into two sections. One is calls on the left side, puts on the right side. Buyers of call contracts have the right to purchase, while sellers of call contracts have the obligation to sell. Buyers of put contracts have the right to sell, while the sellers of put contracts have the obligation to buy. Now, this terminology may be confusing, but we'll get to these specifics of calls and puts in future chapters. How to sell calls, how to buy calls, how to sell puts, how to buy puts. Coming back to the topic, strike price in the middle, put simply, is the price at which the put or call can be exercised. The option chain is sorted by expiration dates. I'm going to minimize this, and you'll see a bunch of dates. In this case, these are weekly expirations. So options are sorted with expiration dates that are soonest at the top. The expiration date determines the duration of the contract and is sometimes expressed as the days to expiration, meaning if I purchase an option today on January 22nd, the option will expire. If I purchase this option, the option will expire on January 26th. The options that are in the money, meaning if the price of the stock, NVIDIA stock today, is 596.54, these are considered in the money and are highlighted as green, meaning strike price below the current price of NVIDIA stock. Anything above that strike price is considered out of the money and usually are highlighted in red. In this case, this platform is not highlighting them in red. So these are out of the money, the green are in the money. Exactly opposite for puts. The color coding helps easily identify whether an option is in or out the money, out of the money. Now, different details are provided for each option in the option chain. So let's go over these details real quick. The symbol is pretty straightforward. That's the underlying asset. The last is the last price at which the option was traded, which can be an opening or closing transaction. Keep in mind, this may not accurately reflect the current value of the option. Change. Change is the difference between the last price and the previous day's close. Bid is the best price at which the option can be sold. Ask is the best price at which the option can be purchased. Volume is the number of transactions that have occurred on the current trading day. This, used in conjunction with the open interest column, helps us to determine the liquidity of the option contract. Previous day information may be displayed. In my case, today's information is displayed since market is closed now. Open interest, finally, is the number of contracts that are currently open and in existence for the option. This figure is updated daily and differs from volume. That is pretty much what I wanted to cover today for this chapter. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions on option chain, and stay tuned for more in-depth option series. Thank you.